Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing, single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We are also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebar2go.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we discuss how a new distillery should conduct a plan on how to get in the whiskey business. My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Katie Proof, Kathy Cool, and Darren McCroy might be joining us later.
He might be. So, hey, gang, what's up?
Hey, guys.
Hello.
Oh, so yeah, we're going to be talking today. We're going to focus on the whiskey strategy. Maybe we'll get into some of these other topics on a different day. But today we're going to talk about how do you handle that? Because the big thing with whiskey is you open the doors and whiskey needs time to age. So what do you do? What do you do about that? We'll get to that after the break. For right now, though, Katie said there's something she wanted to talk about. What is that, Katie?
Yes. I would like to know your thoughts on best activities for tailgating. So both best snacks. So your best snacks and your best things to do while tailgating.
Okay. Best snacks. Yeah. I mean, I think barbecue is important.
Yeah. So I think somebody brings a grill and you either have barbecue or burgers and hot dogs. It doesn't have to be fancy, but
doesn't have to be fancy. Right. Burgers and hot dogs grilled up there.
What about a tailgating that starts at 8 a.m.?
Oh, mimosas.
Mimosas, okay.
But if somebody has a Blackstone, you bring that and do breakfast fajitas and scrambled eggs and stuff.
Yeah,
Get
that's
a
good.
Blackstone, do the breakfast.
Okay.
We bring the Blackstone.
Yeah.
Those Blackstones are popular. I don't have one of those, but a lot of people do. No.
I have a large one. It would not travel easy, but
of course, it's Katie. She's got the large Blackstone, of course.
I'm with KK.
You hitch it up to the back.
Mimosas are easy. They travel easy. You just need the juice and the champagne. You could also set up a Bloody Mary table if that's your jam.
Big Bloody Mary fan for breakfast. I agree with that one.
Yeah, but there's prep there.
There's prep.
Yes. Thankfully, this is where it comes in.
Might need those hot dogs.
That my brother works for a beverage distributor, and so he has all the things handy of branded items.
Because I'd be all about pouring some flavored moonshines in my coffee to start the day.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. That's a great idea.
So that's good.
Kathy, remember when Katie's brother hi-hatted me at that ceremony we went to? I said, hi, I podcast with Katie. He was like, okay. And then just turned to walk the other way. Not even hello, nice to meet you. I mean, I've heard a lot about you. Hey, that's awesome. Welcome to the event. Thank you for coming out tonight.
I saw it. I witnessed that. It was embarrassing.
Okay,
for you.
turned around and just walked away.
Okay.
Just turns around and just walks away. Not a fucking care in the world that could care less. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Nice. I mean, you talk about him a lot on here. I thought it was
this
nice.
was a little while ago. That's how bad it hurt, Steve.
I can now only finally address it. Yeah. Up until this point, it was too soon. It was too soon.
Steve got oddly humbled and it hurt.
Oh yeah.
What
Yeah.
happened?
At the time, though, he was not the ambassador of bourbon. So
My brother takes very little interest in anything I do, typically. So that is what his reflection on. He's like, I give zero shits about anything my sister does. I'm here because my mother forced me to.
Stupid judge. I just have to be here.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's an open
I
bar.
want to go home. It's like having McNew as a friend. This isn't about me. Well, I got elected to a judge today. Well, this party's not about me. This is a boring party. It's not about me at all.
Nobody's talking about me. I want to leave. Don't want to.
Right. This is so boring.
I'm dumb.
Everyone's just talking about Katie here.
This is brilliant.
Jeez.
This feels very accurate. Yes.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my
High-hatted by your brother. Yeah, they just gave me the high hat.
Oh my God.
Turned and walked away.
I'm gonna have to give him shit. I'm gonna especially point out. Know what I'll do is I'm gonna write down this podcast number for my mom and tell her to listen to it, and then he'll get in trouble. And
oh, good. Oh, if he can get grounded out of this, it's all worth it then. Yeah.
Because he may be in his 30s, but I can still get him in trouble with mom. So that's.
I feel like
you can always get in trouble with your mom.
She's always
right.
No.
They don't go away. It lasts a lifetime. We're in our 30s. I'm like, telling mom, she's gonna know.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Straight right back to big sister tendencies from when we were kids. Doesn't matter.
My mom yells at me all the time. I'm the only person she can yell at. She doesn't yell at anybody else. She would never yell at my wife. She doesn't yell at my sister. She's afraid of my sister. My nephew, she likes to be super nice. The only person she will yell at is me, and she does that routinely. So, yeah.
That's about right.
It means she's confident in your love. That's what my mom always said when we were really mean to her. She was like, you're just really confident that I love you, and I'm not going to leave you on the side of the road.
Darren's joined us. Hi, Darren.
Darren's joined us. Yeah.
Mama Akeley won't yell at anyone, Steve. I do not believe you.
Oh, yeah. Well, you don't know. She seems so nice and sweet.
Oh, she is so nice and sweet. There's no way she yells.
Usually they have to have somebody to let their anger out on.
That's it. Katie's right. 100%. She has to have someone she can yell at. So, yeah. No.
Yeah.
And if she's like cooped up in the house, she needs to have someone to come over to. If I happen to stumble over, she's not yelling at me all the time. Like if I happen to go there, like say it's been bad weather, she doesn't drive in snow and stuff like that. So say I go over there, I can't get out of there. That's 4 hours because she's just got to tell me about everything. I was over there and the neighbor was shoveling his driveway. He was up at 5 a.m. I'm like, Mom, you're up at 5 a.m. Who gives a shit if he's up at 5 a.m. shoveling his driveway? Well, it's not right. You should wait until after 8 or something. Why does it matter to you? If you're already awake, if he woke you up, you might have a beef. He's not waking you up. You're already awake. Well, what about the other people? Well, why are you in charge of the other people? Or do you represent them?
She's the head of the HOA, man.
Oh. She just has joined me.
Subdivision ambassador, Steve. You should know the importance of this title.
Yeah.
She probably has a sash.
She probably does with the slap on the ass. So,
The slap on the ass.
It's so weird. And then
well,
everybody else
she's
is
been cooped up. Then we need to send my brother over to get yelled at first. That'll be his payback.
Your brother's going to be in trouble. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. That's good. Darren, appreciate you joining. We're talking about the whiskey strategy for what a new distillery should do, but we're going to be talking about that after the break. That's the show, but we're
believe
just
it or not, the small talk is about tailgating.
What you should bring to a tailgate.
Or what you should do at a tailgate.
An activity. So we usually do washers for tailgate, but
washers is good.
Bags.
We have Battle Hawk season tickets and VIP tailgating, and so we like to tailgate for several hours before the games. And so just washers gets boring. And so I was trying to think of like another activity to bring, and I was running up a little short.
So I got a great one.
Okay.
But it involves drinking beer or White Claw or something like that. So
that's fine.
It's called beer darts. And
beer darts makes no sense to me.
Is it different than beer pong?
I'm intrigued.
Yeah, very different.
Oh.
You take a can of beer and you put it at your feet and you stand there and everyone has darts. And you have
like
to determine
darts?
the amount of dart. Yeah.
There's like a dart or 2 darts.
Yeah, 1 or 2. Usually, depending on how big the group is. But you take the dart and you throw it at other people's beer can.
Oh, Jesus
Next
Christ.
to their feet.
This sounds like it could go terribly wrong.
But wherever it punctures, because it will puncture the can because you have metal tipped darts. Wherever
No,
it
it'll
punctures, you
puncture
have to-
their ankle is what's going to puncture.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It only got
yeah.
stuck in my knee once. It's not that big of a problem.
God.
What if
Sadie
they hit
seems
you?
on board with this.
Why
if they
does
hit
it
you in
be
the
at your
dinger?
feet? Why can't you just throw it like this is your beer can that's sitting amongst no one's
He's laughing at
extremities?
Yeah.
Like this is not near any body
That's how
part.
normal people play it. I've always played it the spicy way. So
The
I've
spicy way.
seen it played this way by my friend's daughter. Her and her college friends were at the lake house, and they're out in the front yard sitting in lawn chairs throwing darts at each other's feet. And I'm like, what the hell? And she goes,
Oh, they're
oh, yeah,
rich
they're
'cause they have
playing
lawn
beer
chairs.
darts.
No.
Like, that's a normal thing.
I am so uninterested in this because I like to wear flip flops to casual things or
Oh.
I was
whatever.
just thinking, I'm like, I'm not
And-
wearing steel toes to a
it's-
tailgating event.
Yeah, if something hurts my toes, I'm like, amputate my whole foot. I don't want it anymore. Like,
Amputate
Take it
my
off at
whole
the
foot.
knee.
it's not happening. Cannot do it. Oh,
What about the income from the foot pictures?
well, I mean, that's
You
never
could still use the foot.
I was gonna say amputated might be more, Steve. Who knows?
Some people might be more into it. I might get a premium.
Have the doctor save it. Have the doctor save the foot, and then you just do
Yeah, you
real
could
foot
paint
photos.
it. You could paint it like a real foot.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
a, a live foot.
Oh.
Some people might be into that more. But no, I think like beer pong or bags, cornhole, whatever you call it, where you're from, are
So-
good to go.
I found this game. It's a chipping game. So instead of regular golf balls, they're lighter and they have like Velcro around them, and it'll
Sure.
stick to a mat to try to get like points. Do we think that could be a hit, or do we think that's too much?
Well, I think that at some point people are just going to throw the golf ball at the mat.
Instead of using
Oh.
a golf club?
So
Yeah.
we do have one of those little like roll out putting greens that are fun. You could do
Yep.
like a putt challenge, and however many times you miss, you drink. You can make up your own rules. It's not a real game. You could do like a little putting green challenge.
Putting green challenge.
I like that.
Putting
That's
green
good.
challenge.
Can
Here,
Jam is
hold
a fun
It's a
kind of
take-
outdoor game.
Ooh, I forgot about Can Jam. The only issue with Can Jam is I have really bad aim with a frisbee, and there's other vehicles around at tailgating.
So much
Yeah,
can jamming.
Tailgating, like, you have to
Yeah,
kinda
maybe don't play beer darts if you have bad aim.
area.
That's what I'm saying. I'll end up hitting somebody in the eyeball, like with
Oh,
beer darts.
geez.
So
Yeah. Yeah. How do you win beer darts? Do you?
When you can no longer stand and you have to quit.
For blood loss?
Basically, so every hole in your beer you have to drink to that level, right?
Oh, okay.
And so you're chugging beer the whole time. And if it gets hit on the top, you have to finish your whole beer. And most people play like one round of beer. When I was in school, we'd always just have a case sit next to us. We'd throw it in a cooler, and you just keep going until everyone decides to quit. There's no winner. It's a team game.
Hmm.
No, because I feel like this is the game where you
Sounds
don't
horrible.
remember the event that you're tailgating. Like you're going into that event, you don't
yes,
remember,
and then
or
you're
you're being left behind in the car. You don't.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know about this one, Darren.
Make it into the stadium and then just pass out in the seat. Perfect.
We always played before Mizzou games.
Before
That's all
Mizzou
I'm saying.
games. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
okay.
Well, on that engaging conversation, it's time to drink. It's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start with Kathy Cool this time. Kathy Cool.
Okie dokie. I'm going to open up some Neely 8-year air seasoned. Oh, nothing.
Nothing there. Nothing there. Disappointing. I got Boo Rye here. Boo Rye. Look at that picture.
Is it brewer or borai?
I've always said Burai.
Borai.
You would be saying it wrong. It is Boo Rye.
But
They trademarked it. And if you want Burr Rye, you need to go to Bardstown Bourbon Company. Theirs is Burr Rye.
Yep.
And this is trademarked as Boo Rye. And so I guess they have to be Burr Rye. Yeah.
borai.
There you go. Swine on the set. Oh, solid.
Pretty good.
Tell
Solid.
McNew
Made.
did not talk over him.
That borai did pretty good.
No, well, you're going to get sued right there.
That's fine.
You're in some deep trouble there. You're
I'm
breaking-
just reading it.
Yeah.
It is BOU, not BOO.
No,
Yeah,
I
well,
can't help the
yeah.
way the English language works,
Do you
and
know-
it's Burai.
Yeah,
Do
you have to.
pronounce
You're
it
responsible for it.
Bourbon? Do you say Bourbon? Is that how you say it?
I
Ooh,
say,
but I
I
will
say, I
now.
say Bourbon. You know,
Bourbon.
Bourbon.
This sounds fun. Let's do this.
I'm
I
going to
say-
do it the whole month of October and be obnoxious about it.
Bourbon.
and then I
Boy.
say,
Bourbon.
I like a spiked armapama. That's
Oh,
what it-
Palma.
That's what he said today. He likes a spiked amapama, and I'm like, what is that? What that drink with the lemonade and the
Steve, I don't think you butchered it enough. It was worse than that. Worse than what you just said.
Well,
And you said it, Darren?
Yeah, I
Darren
said it.
of course. Yeah.
Oh.
All right, Darren, you're next.
I got some Wallisharm rye.
Decent. Not enough, though. Not enough.
No, not enough.
Not enough for the boo rye. All right. Katie looks like she's got a new bottle, so we'll go to McNew first. We'll save Katie for last. See what she's got. Garrison.
I have a Wild Turkey 101 rye.
Oh, yeah. McNew has the lead in a surprise move there. McNew took over the lead. So, Katie, you're last but not least. What do you got there?
I have Garrison Brothers Single Barrel from ABV Barrel Shop.
Oh, and there it is. The dream goes away for McNew.
Poor
But it's a
McNew.
solid effort. Yeah.
That was the first time McNew had even tried in months.
I know.
And here I am ruining it.
And
Yeah.
Steve ruined my first one.
It's ruined.
I ruined it. I
All
did.
been ruined. Cheers.
I ruined it. Cheers. All right. We'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to be talking about this whiskey strategy with a new distillery. We'll do that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of executive bourbon steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your executive bourbon steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your executive bourbon steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in the spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com.
Hi, this is Rick Brenner, and you are listening to the Bourbon Daily.
Shouldn't it be the legend?
Maybe.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're discussing what should a new distillery do to get into whiskey.
Yeah. I mean, the options would be as follows. You can source your whiskey and then sell it. And then there's a couple different paths you can go down there. You can lie and then hope no one finds out. Or you can be honest and be like, oh, we source and here's the plan. You can make your own whiskey, but plan to sell it very young. I mean, you've seen 3-month-old whiskey, 6-month-old. You've seen that kind of stuff. You've seen that kind of stuff. You can just focus on like cocktails and white spirits. That could be a strategy. That's just like our whiskey's aging. We're just putting it aside and that, or you can just hold on. Like Clayton Newell did. With what's the name of his place, Darren? Yeah. That place. Lionheart. Lionheart.
Yep,
Yeah.
Lionheart.
Yeah, so you can do that. You can start a distillery and then have whiskey made. He didn't make it himself because he doesn't have even a distillery yet, but he laid it down and then waited till that was aged and then opened up his distillery. So, but you got to tie up a lot of cash for that. So that's probably the least pleasurable of the options for sure. Just cash and nothing coming in and cash going out. That doesn't sound fun. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think would be the ideal strategy? What makes sense to you?
I think that I'm going to start it like a cult. So I'm going to start with white spirits, right? And have cocktails and have a cocktail club who are privy to know that I'm also making whiskey that's aging. And if you're in my club, you can come to the Rick House and taste it every 6 months. And then this club gets to tell me when it's ready. So I'm already selling the bottles.
Oh, that's not bad. That's
a good idea.
Hopefully it doesn't take too long because you'll be out of whiskey. But
and if anybody does this, you can write me a check. But I think that's how I would do it.
It's like well thought out. Look at
like pay my bills, but I'm going to have a little whiskey club on the side, and they're going to be first dibs on those first barrels.
McNew could be a whiskey consultant, I think, at this point. Hey, you get that party girl photo, the one with the fist up in the air?
No, so
when you're alignable?
I deleted that whole account because I didn't know.
Really? I was hoping to tap into your social network. Did you get one of those from her, Katie?
No.
She sent out a thing you can tap into McNew's social network, and it was a party girl photo of her drinking like this.
I don't even know who invited me to this, but it was like one where I felt obligated to be like, what's alignable? So I signed up, and then I was like on a lot of NyQuil and invited everybody whose email address I have. Yeah. And I don't even know what it is.
I might have. I received several alignable requests from people. I just immediately deleted them all.
I deleted it the other day because I was like,
you could potentially, Katie, don't do that because you could potentially tap into McNew's vast social network and utilize that for leads in your own business. So, yeah.
Apparently.
I was like, wow, that sounds exciting. But
yeah, very exciting. No, but I do think that's how I would start a distillery if I were starting one.
Okay. I think it's pretty great.
I think if I was going to start a distillery, I'm going to take some from each of the columns.
Okay.
So I think
is that really an answer then?
Yeah, because it's a smart answer. No one can run a business just doing like one thing, especially a distillery. There's so much that you have to think about. My approach would be, I think I would start off sourcing whiskey. Okay. I would say where it's coming from, but I would build up this brand with a whiskey like somewhere. Well, let's just say MGP because that's the easiest one. Somewhere that I trust, somewhere that I can sell. Okay. But I would never sell that off. I would keep doing that. And then as my spirits get to age, I would just start a whole new brand with them and then use my connections and everything I built from the first one to do that. But I also think the cocktail and that world and the white spirits, I think that would take the first priority. So I would have my source brand and then have a bunch of cocktails and a distillery experience. So when I do have whiskey, I have a place to come and all of that.
So you're like, you can try stuff we made. It's not our whiskey, but you can try whiskey that we've made. Mm-hmm. Would you, on your source brand, are you doing anything to it to add value? Are you finishing it, or what are you anything? I
love the idea of, I love the idea of taking from a couple different distilleries and blending them together. But I'm just being Bardstown again, basically, right? Like that is almost exactly what they did. So I think. Yeah. I would go more of the finishing route.
Okay. I got an idea for you.
Okay.
Mix bourbon and rye together and call it Bow Rye.
Bow Rye.
No one's taken that one yet. That one's still out there.
It doesn't sound like something that comes out of your ass at all.
It's spelled exactly the same way, but you're pronouncing it
exactly. It's totally different. Yeah. Yeah. All right, Katie. What would your plan be? Would you?
I think you have to be very, very careful with putting out anything young. I think even if you're putting it out and claiming of like, oh, this is to enjoy with cocktails, here's our suggestion. You're still going to have people who just try it and eat, who get an idea for the flavor. And I think you can ruin your entire brand putting stuff out that is too young. Yeah. So like, I like McNew's idea of like, this is a cocktail club. It's very specific of this is a unique cocktail we're selling. This is not like a young spirit that we're selling with the suggestion of
I
like.
like
this
to trying it though, because
cocktails.
you're getting them involved. They're engaged. They
Right.
feel ownership because they're trying this whiskey.
And they're so excited when it comes out. But like we take a vote, right? Like say I have 20 people in this club and 15 think it's ready. Okay, we're going to release that. But if like 10 think it's ready, nope, not done yet. Like we have to have a number.
Yeah.
That's like
It's
good.
got to hit the number.
Yeah.
Got to hit the number. Okay.
I think anything. I like Darren's suggestion of if you're going to source hers, one, own it. And because there is some talent as well of sourcing something that you think is good. People are getting to know your palate, what you think is high quality. The doing something to it of your own, then it helps with a little bit of, yes, we also have those skills of finishing it or something
Right.
else that shows not just my taste, but I actually know how to do something with the whiskey. But it has to be a different label. You cannot just put it under the same label when yours
Yeah.
is ready. It has to be a
I don't like,
this is
yes, anybody who
Yeah,
comes in with their own
totally
label and be
agree.
like, now we're making it. Well, it's totally different. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
Experience different
So I think
product.
you can use the sourcing to build up a following of being very clear of this is us sourcing it and showing you what we think is good. And if you like it, then you're gonna really like what we produce. Hi, Goose.
Right.
And but it has
Just
to
passing
be
through there, by the way. The
Yeah.
cat
Yeah.
just jumped up and just
right up
went
there.
on
The
through.
fastest way from one side of the room to the other is over the table between my laptop and microphone. It's
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
way. But I think not rushing. I think you cannot rush the product. You will end up ruining your entire brand if
Yeah.
you rush it.
Yeah.
That's
Then
the
you're
biggest
sit
thing.
around and you're like, we runt it.
It's
So,
ruined.
and I think really before you even start sourcing, ruined with a T.
We ruined it.
It's all ruined.
Right.
All done.
How's your whiskey brand going? We ruined it.
Ruined.
It's
It could be a
ruined.
ruined whiskey.
And I think then at that point you just troll yourself and come out with a label called Runt Whiskey.
I think that would be a great name for one of your cocktails. Get ruined.
Right.
Get ruined.
Yep.
Oh, yes. Okay. I like that.
You do make a cocktail with it with a lot of burnt orange because I think nothing runs anything more than an orange. That's my Runt Whiskey. That's what we're having.
So you hate mimosas?
Yeah.
I like them with cranberry. I never have them with orange juice.
That's called a hibiscus.
I was going
Yeah.
to say that's not a mimosa.
That's not a mimosa.
Well, I mean, so if you go to a restaurant here and you're like, I want a poinsettia, they're not going to know what the fuck I'm talking about. So I have to be like, I want a mimosa, but with cranberry. Then they get it, even though it's a totally different
I
name.
like,
Can't
oh my
help
God.
Don't let people get by uneducated. You need to educate them.
I mean, it's not worth my time.
Does anyone ever
I
say,
just want
because
them to
they
bring
like
me
the
the right
orange?
drink.
Does anyone ever say you ruined it? Because it's not orange?
No, people
it's just
question me not liking orange juice, and I'm just
Okay.
like, I find it very unpleasant. I don't want that, and that's fine.
What about
But
like orange sherbet?
I don't really like sherbet. Just be ice cream. Why are you not ice
Just
cream?
the ice cream.
I don't want that.
What about ranch dressing? What about ranch?
And all the way off. I talked about this already this week.
Really, McNew? You don't like ranch?
Hate ranch.
I'm
No,
gonna leave.
Off
It's
right
like,
off,
no,
right?
McNew secretly loves ranch. I
McNew
don't.
loves, I mean, look at her. She looks like the poster girl for ranch dressing. Like she'd be
I'm
talking
sorry
about
that
it.
I'm from Indiana. I don't like ranch. They can kick me out.
I
of the
want to
state.
see
It's
the
fine.
trend. I want to see percentage of people from Indiana that like ranch dressing. And I bet you the numbers are off the charts. It's
They
high.
are. off the
Everyone should
chart.
like ranch dressing. It's the best thing ever.
No, there's blue cheese. Why would you get ranch if there's blue cheese?
Why not both?
I
I
agree
mean-
that blue cheese is way better, but yeah, I just, McNew seems so ranchy. I don't know.
No, McNew seems ranchy.
She seems ranchy. That seems like it would be her
So
thing.
like raunchy or
Yeah, it's not, she's not raunchy. She's ranchy.
She's
Yeah.
ranchy. She's Midwestern. I don't know, but
Yeah.
not ratchet. She's ranchy.
Ranchy, yeah. Yeah.
I should remix that song.
Kathy, what do you think your plan would be?
Well, I think I'm going to end up having to work for McNew because her plan to me sounded the best. I think making your own stuff from the start, whether it's white spirits or whatever, as long as you just keep the quality there and make sure it's quality from start to finish.
Right.
Don't get excited and just throw crap together, but build your name in the business. And then
Right.
when your bourbon is ready, then it has you standing behind it.
Yeah. There's
But I
some
don't know how I
distilleries.
finance that.
There's some distilleries that released early whiskey, and I don't think they've ever recovered from it. I don't want to talk about them on here, but yeah, there's some notable ones that came out with some early stuff, and it's just you don't even it's bad, and then you just kind of like if you're willing to put your name out there and release this, you don't really seek it out, and maybe they've improved. I don't know. That's the problem with putting bad stuff out there. You taste it and it's bad. It's tough to go back and revisit. So yeah.
And I think if you source, then source.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know,
So I don't think
transparently, but stick
wrong
with it.
with sourcing. I don't mind sourcing at all. But when you have you're really good at sourcing, you're really good at blending or finishing, and it's fantastic. And then what you come out with that's your own make isn't that good. Like that's a little embarrassing.
It is.
Yeah.
I have one
It
place
is.
in mind. I'm not going to name them.
I
But
know.
they
I
didn't
know what
do
you're talking
themselves
about.
They didn't do themselves any favors, and they maybe should have just stuck with sourcing or not done it at all. They didn't do themselves any favors by sourcing. They did a great job with that, and then their first
They
thing that
killed on the sourcing, and then when it
With-
came time to do their own, and they kept the same brand names too. That's the problem. You
Yep.
keep the
That's
same
right.
brand names, you expect to get those same tastes, and they're gone, and it's no
No,
good.
and then that brand is ruined for so many people. Ruined for so many people that love to don't recover.
It's ruined. Yeah,
All of it's ruined.
it ruined their whiskey. So yeah,
They ruined their brand, is what they did.
yeah, they did.
Yeah.
And then there's another one too. There's you get into these there's another one that's sourced what's their most famous product, and they don't admit it. They you go on their tours, they're like, oh yeah, that's ours, and behind the scenes it's not. So they're a big item. So. Because they can't make that flavor profile. That's the truth of the matter.
Yeah.
You can't if you have a flavor profile. That should have never been the exact same. It's you're the consistency.
Yeah.
You can't make somebody else's whiskey in your place. There's these natural elements. The equipment's going to be a little bit different. All there's factors that you can't make someone else's whiskey at your place. It's always going to be different. If I follow Royce Neely's recipe and he even got the same still as him, but I'm doing it 20 miles down the road, it's going to be different. It's just different. It is what it is. So, yeah. So, this is tough. I mean, it is tough. What do you do when you start a distillery? But I think it is like I thought McNew had the best one answer of the night, and I do think it's this combination of things. You have to evolve. And any good business is always going to have to evolve. So I think that's the important thing too, is kind of plan for that, knowing that you're going to evolve. You can't choose a lane and then just stick to it. And but be thinking about what you're going to do to get you each step of the way to the 1 year mark, to the 3 year mark, to the 5 year mark, and to the point where you're comfortable just releasing your own stuff. So yeah. There you go. There are some ideas. That's all right. We're not distillers ourselves, so it's easy for us to sit on the sidelines and come up with stuff. But hopefully, someone listening is like, "Yeah, that's a good idea." So there you go.
My real answer is if. Oh.
Well, go ahead. Go ahead.
My real answer is if I was
you
to
ruined
start
my
a
ending, so
distillery,
go
I
ahead.
just wouldn't. I would not start a distillery.
No.
There is no good answer.
Yeah.
No,
There
don't
it is.
start a distillery. There's too many people making great whiskey out there. Just go hang out with your friends. Be friends with them and
Yeah.
drink their whiskey. That's what I do.
That's the best way to do it, is make friends with someone
friends.
who has a good distillery.
Yeah, and then
And,
go
like,
hang
you
out with
don't
them and
want to
drink their
own a
whiskey.
boat. You want to know someone who owns
Yes.
a boat.
Exactly.
At this
Yeah.
point, I don't even want a brand. I don't even want to start a whiskey brand. There's too
Right.
many. I'm just going to be
Nope.
friends with people that have them. I
Yep.
don't want one. I don't want it.
Yep.
Well, so there you go.
Absolutely agree.
On that note, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Katie, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me over on Instagram at KatieProof.
All right, Kathy,
You can find me on Instagram at KK Cask Strength.
Darren,
You can find me on Instagram at the Bourbon Adventures.
McNew,
You can find me Still Hating Ranch and on Instagram at McNew ABV.
Oh, about this. This is just lies. I guarantee you.
Not. So really ask Chris, because we'll go to dinner. He's a ranch guy. I get blue cheese, and they mix them up, and we are both like disgusted when we get the wrong little cup. Like we're like, oh my God, that's yours. Kick it. Like we both like lose our shit.
Yeah, I FaceTimed him the other day. I said, open up the refrigerator. There's ranch all in there.
That's a lie, because he doesn't have FaceTime, because he doesn't have an iPhone.
Yeah.
That is
He
a lie.
used yours. He used yours.
Like how that's how she knows you're lying.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't
Not
have
because
faith.
there's no ranch in the refrigerator.
Not because there's no ranch in that
Right.
fridge. Oh, the fridge is loaded with ranch. Yeah.
Because it's his. He lives here.
Oh, yeah, it's convenient. It's very convenient. Yeah.
The standard not my pants excuse. I hear it all the time.
Yeah. So interesting. All right. For me, I'm an easy guy to find at Steve Akeley, Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website, abvnetwork.com. Check out everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more. abvnetwork.com. Come by and see me, the ABV Barrel Shop, the place where you can try before you buy. We are online, abvbarrelshop.com. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I would like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review. That includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/theABVNetwork.
Great job today, gang. Finance, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye, all.
Bye-bye.
Peace. Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing. The ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you are in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.